And we begin with our top focus right now as Israeli bombing of the Gaza Strip continues unabated. The Hamas-run Health Ministry has expressed fears of famine for more than 1.9 million displaced people. And the United Nations had earlier said that the quantity of aid supplies entering Gaza is just 10% of what is actually needed for the territory's inhabitants. The UN also added that 40% of Gazans are at risk of a famine. These visuals have emerged, which shows thousands of Palestinians scrambling to get hold of supplies being delivered by the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees. Now, on the negotiations front, American news agency reports that Qatari mediators have conveyed to Israel that Hamas has agreed in principle to resume talks on a new prisoner swap deal. And this deal aims to secure the release of more than 40 hostages held in Gaza in return for a month-long halt in fighting. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that the border zone between Gaza Strip and Egypt should be under Israel's control. And this as he predicted the war in the Palestinian enclave to last for many months now.
The Philadelphia corridor, or to put it more correctly, the southern stoppage point of Gaza, must be in our hands. It must be shut. It is clear that any other arrangement would not ensure the demilitarization that we seek.
Now, vowing to bring home all Israelis still held hostage in Gaza, Netanyahu said that the Israeli forces are involved in a complex fight and needed time to achieve its goals. However, the Israeli Prime Minister is experiencing pushback in his own country as thousands of protesters poured into the streets of Tel Aviv, calling for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's ousting. Now, demonstrators rallied for immediate elections over the management of the ongoing war.
The holding of the hostages is indecent and it's inhuman. And you know, if there's anything I can do to try to affect it, I want to do that. But I also wanted to send a signal to the families that they're not alone.
Now, fighting on Saturday was focused in Nusayrat, Maghazi and Khan Yunis, which was backed by intensive airstrikes. And Palestinian health authorities said that the bombardment has killed 165 people and wounded 250 others in Gaza over the past 24 hours. The Hamas militant group has released a video showing various attacks by its fighters on Israeli targets in Khan Yunis. And the video displays Hamas fighters engaging with Israeli tanks, armored vehicles and soldiers. On the other hand, suspected Israeli strikes targeted Syria's eastern region on Saturday, and the overnight airstrike near a strategic border crossing with Iraq killed 19 Iran-backed militants, as reported by War Monitor. And some of those who were killed were reportedly from Lebanon's Hezbollah militant group, while other militants were Syrian. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said that the strikes targeted military positions in Abu Kamal and its surroundings. It also added that a weapons shipment from Iraq and an ammunition warehouse were also hit. Now, meanwhile, tensions continue to simmer in the southern Red Sea as an American warship shot down 2 anti-ship ballistic missiles fired by Houthi rebels. And the U.S. Central Command said that the Singapore-flagged Denmark-owned container ship had reportedly been struck by a missile. And responding to the ship's request for assistance, the U.S. destroyer shot down 2 anti-ship ballistic missiles launched from the Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. On other fronts, the Hezbollah-aligned Al-Mayadeen News claims that the Islamic resistance in Iraq has attacked U.S. base in the Conoco oil field with 5 rockets, while another base in Al Omar oil field, which was targeted with 7 rockets. And the Iraqi resistance has consistently expressed that they are targeting the U.S. due to Washington's support for Israel's occupation in Gaza.